Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A trial date is set for a Sinai lawmaker that is facing charges. Also tonight, the public school system has declared a fiscal emergency. And we talk with Governor Ralph Torres about his recent decision to cut hours for certain government officials. In sports, Little League Baseball is ready to crown its 2019 champions. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Thursday, June 6, 2019. Today in the courtroom of Superior Court Judge Joseph Camacho, a change of plea was to be held for a Sinai lawmaker that is facing traffic charges and vehicle violations. But that change of plea did not happen, and here is why. On Saturday, September 29, 2018, Sinai Representative John Paul Sablon was arrested at 2:35 a.m. on Beach Road in Garapan. Sablon is facing charges for unlawfully operating in the Commonwealth and committing the following violations of the vehicle code: driving on the right side of the highway, vehicle lights unequipped, reckless driving, driving under the influence of alcohol, implied consent of operator to submit to test, and a vehicle accident. Today in court, Sablon and his lawyer, Vincent Torres, appeared before Superior Court Judge Joseph Camacho for a change of plea, but instead moved forward with requesting a trial date, as Sablon is still pleading not guilty. Okay, so he's still pleading innocent?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Sablon says he never intended on changing his plea to guilty.
Yeah, I was never initially changing our plea. We were all along waiting for the AG's plea agreement, and then we got it, and we weren't comfortable about the plea settlement that they have offered. So therefore, right now we're going to trial, as every individual has every right to go into trial and argue their case. But I've never actually said before that I was going to change my plea. We were all along actually just waiting for the plea agreement or settlement from the government, and we finally got it, and we weren't comfortable with the plea, so that's why we're entering into a trial.
Judge Camacho set a trial date for July 22nd. Stay with KSPN2 as we follow this case. Reporting, I'm Ashley McDowell. The Board of Education has made a big decision in cutting back on funds, an alternative to the Payless Fridays other government agencies are receiving.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We had to cut. It's just a matter of how do you want to cut.
A 7-hour board meeting was held Wednesday as the Board of Education declared a fiscal emergency.
Unfortunately, based on the past and current allotments that PSS has received this fiscal year, the board had stated financial emergency or declared financial emergency.
The Board of Education has voted to cut salary increases of public school system employees by 50%. But this pay cut does not include over 200 of the PSS employees, those who are earning $23,400 and under.
Last year, we did go through a very devastating typhoon. A lot of obligations were made to repair our island, which the central government had to take from their money. We had to, at the same time, a lot of the obligations that are impending upon the central government, such as their bond payments and the settlement fund, does not stop. BGRT collections are down. We understand the need for a cut, and we are trying to do our part, at least with this compromise.
Originally, PSS was given around $42.8 million, but communication with the Ways and Means in the previous months reduced that amount by around 7.5. During the meeting, there were 5 options the board was looking at when declaring what austerity measure would be used.
So A, B, and C were essentially the same, just minor things. So it boiled down to C, D, and E. C is a 50% on the reduction of salary increases before our new compensation plan effective October 1st, 2017, and the one before that.
Making option C the meet halfway point, whereas option D and E were too drastic of cuts affecting livelihood.
D was a tier reduction beginning at 40% at the top, and it goes down 35%, 30%, until 25%. And this affects all employees making above $23,400. And E was just to revert back to the old compensation plan.
A teacher with a PhD can max around $90,000 a year with the raise, but now,
if a teacher was making 50 before the plan and now at 90, now the revised rate is at 70,000 per year.
Making it more of a compromise while keeping the level of education for the students a main priority.
In making a decision, it takes
a lot of stakeholders.
Yeah, the stakeholders to be able to really voice, the issues and the concerns. And I think it was important that in a process where decisions are to be made, you also need to consider the implications, the impact, significant changes that needs to happen. As I had shared with the board and everyone in the meeting, all stakeholders there, that we want to remain strong, focused, and purposeful in these deliberations so that we don't lose sight of the people, the children that are entrusted to our care, to the teachers and the staff that work for the public school system, the instructional leaders that have, a big responsibility to ensure safety, learning is happening, teaching is going on, engagement of parents and so on. And all the more now.
The pay cut will kick in for non-certified staff on Monday. For certified staff, the salary increase cut will begin August 9th.
As we share the pain together, we also need to continuously be mindful of our investment in our children in education. And it is very expensive to educate, and we do need, we want to keep stressing that, yes, we do need to have the full support of, the funds as well, because it is a system, and every child would need the transportation, the food, the everything to, facility, the environment, the teachers, the aides, the buses, everything that goes into what we need to do to run a system.
Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. And speaking of the pay cut much of the island is experiencing, KSPN speaks with Governor Ralph Torres on his decision to reduce work hours for government workers.
If you look at the total revenue that we've had before the typhoon, again, even with last year, we've had the high GDP. Unfortunately, because of the typhoon has hit us, we've seen our numbers, we've talked to the private sectors. The projection that we have for 2019 budget is not close to where we want. We've seen this earlier this year. We continue to monitor that. We pushed it back as far as we can so that we don't want to touch the austerity, and especially for the wages of our employees. Unfortunately, looking at every number and every angle, every option that we have, we've cut down our operation in the last several months. It's still not enough for us to make sure that we don't lay off anyone.
Under Governor Ralph Torres's directive, an 8-hour reduction will apply to the department and agencies under the executive branch.
So instead of going around and said, okay, well, 1 or 2 hours every day and open up the government, we said that the best option is to take every other Friday off, take the whole day off.
And after weighing all the options, Governor Torres says this became the best, less detrimental option.
This is definitely the best. Not only have I conducted with the cabinet members, we've talked to some of the private sectors. So that some of the private sector's concern is opening of the government, especially revenue and tax and treasury. So we decided that we are opening up the office of tax and rev and treasury half a day on those weeks that the government offices are shut down.
Governor says this austerity measure is the option that will make sure no one loses their job.
So if our projection for next year, we have now to, we passed the budget, and obviously we can amend the proposal, but we want to make sure that our priority as administration is we don't lay off people. And if 8-hour cut is what we need to start, then we will do that.
The Hope Recovery Center has received a donation for the continuum of care. Drug and alcohol abuse are problems in the CNMI, and the Special Assistant for Substance Abuse Addiction and Rehabilitation has received $1,200 worth of materials for distribution to the Hope Group, consisting of books and other resources that will aid in providing structure and guidance for participants in the program. The donation was made by Triple J Enterprises, DFS, JC Tenorio Enterprises, IT&E, Pacific Islands Club, Tan Su Lin Foundation, Safety First Systems, CNMI, Viola Alapuzzo, and Pauline and Anthony Scraggs, and will be used in efforts to assist with the center's day program and continuum of care. Governor Ralph Torres says, quote, "Many of our friends and families need our help, and our business community is also aware of the effects this has on our workforce and overall productivity. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our private sector partners who continue to collaborate with our local programs and help our community heal," end quote. The Hope Center is located in Marpy. A release states future materials are anticipated from the Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation in Center City, Minnesota. Coming up, we tell you about a special treat for upcoming graduates. Find out what it is after the break.
Get your daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day, or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. It's graduation season, and that means it's time to celebrate. Giovanni's in Teppanyaki inside the Hyatt Regency Saipan will be offering a graduation package to all graduates and their families who wish to dine with them. Hyatt Regency Saipan Executive Sous Chef Zen Tamakani says when you order 3 pastas, then you will get a complimentary pizza.
What we have here today is the pizza Bianca. It's come with a pesto sauce. It's not your traditional tomato sauce. This is hand-tossed pizza, hand-rolled pizza. It's got a garlic cream sauce. And then you got grilled vegetables on it and shaved prosciutto.
Tamakani says that the Giovanni's is a great place for family celebrations.
There's a more intimate setting. Families come here throughout the year to celebrate birthdays or a little bit, something to celebrate. And graduation is very special.
In Teppanyaki, we specifically made a set menu. This is for the graduates and together with the family to enjoy and celebrate the Teppanyaki style of service.
Chef Tamakani shows us some of the pasta dishes.
Puttanesca is a rustic sauce. It's very popular. It deals with the like calamari olive, something salty. There's anchovies in there. Spaghetti bongole. It's a white wine-based sauce. It's with the short neck clams, and then we toss it with fresh pesto.
Tamakani says Giovanni's is known for their pastas.
In Giovanni's, we're known for the fresh pasta sauces, all the great flavors. In front of us, we have the carbonara, which is the traditional style of making it, no cream. Then we have puttanesca, it's a tomato base. And over here for the vongole, it's a white wine and a little bit of finished with a little bit of pesto. So 3 different varieties.
This package deal will be offered until the end of the month. And outlet manager for Giovanni's and Teppanyaki, Paula Castro, says this is a way to salute the graduates in the island.
This is just an act that we want to celebrate and pay a tribute and salute to those graduates for their achievement.
On Guam, a machete was used to attack multiple cars on Tuesday, and arrests have been made. KUAM reports.
Half a day CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. 2 people have been arrested in connection to the machete attack that occurred in Manilao late Tuesday. One of the victims KUAM interviewed called on the elected leaders of Guam and the leaders in the FSM community to work together to come up with solutions to stop the violence.
Right now I feel very nervous looking at a machete in front of me.
Former Senator Dr. Judy Gutherts was driving one of 7 cars that were attacked by what she says were 4 to 5 young men wielding machetes along University Drive in Manilao Tuesday afternoon. The Guam Police Department today, however, says it wasn't 4 or 5 but 2, and they were arrested. GPD spokesperson Paul Tapao says the incident started with an argument at the Best store.
During the course of the disturbance, it was later identified that a male, 19-year-old male, was actually wielding a machete and actually swung and attacked what we're looking at as a family member.
The 19-year-old was identified as Emmanuel Resalop. After the fight at the Best store, Resalop fled and then began attacking cars along the road. According to Tapao, out of nowhere, another individual identified as 25-year-old Jordan Salt Ratchalup joined in.
He was also attacking cars that were traveling along University Drive.
Resalop and Ratchalop were both booked and confined. Both are also repeat offenders. Resalop was recently released from jail in January after being confined for previous cases involving aggravated assault, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, and conspiracy. As for Ratchalop, he was just released from jail on May 6th of this year after an arrest for public drunkenness and disorderly conduct. Prior to that, dating all the way back to 2012, he's been in and out of jail for multiple crimes, including criminal mischief, assault, family violence, obstructing government functions, home invasion, burglary, assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, illegal possession of a controlled substance, terrorizing, felonious restraint, possession of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, and open container. The machete attack has Dr. Gutherts calling on elected leaders, members of the FSM community, to work on solutions to stop the violence. She's even calling on the local judiciary to get tough.
I was told by police officers at the scene, because I asked them what's going to happen now, with the ones that they were able to catch, they said that they'll be released by tomorrow by the court. That should not happen. I'm calling on the judges of Guam, please think of people who get hurt in these situations, whether physically or emotionally or through property crimes. You've got to protect the people of Guam and teach these individuals lessons, whoever they may be, that they can't get away with this on our island.
Resalop and Rechalop, meanwhile, were booked and confined. As for the third person at the Best Store, who was struck multiple times with a machete, he was transported to the hospital. As for Guthertz, she maintains that it was up to 4 to 5 people who attacked the cars with machetes. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUAM.com or downloading the KUAM News app available for iOS or Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Julius Santos.
Coming up, rare video of midweek softball. Yes, Capitol Hill is open at nights now.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own. Making lives better since 1987.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Buena sports fans.
Buenas, sports fans. Where did the Little League baseball season go? It disappeared faster than cake at an elementary school graduation party. The playoffs and championship are this weekend. The regular season closed its dugout door last weekend.
Only top 4 teams qualify for the playoffs. The Falcons limp in as the 4th seed. They will challenge the Little Eagles, while McDonald's and Comets are the other semi-Saturday. 2 teams from Tenopig squaring off on the diamond, the Braves and Falcons. Yeah, they know each other quite well, many of them related. The Falcons strike first. King, the slide, safe! Here's the pitch. And the delivery to Willie Joe Lieto, and that'll end the threat. But the Braves were down 2-0, and they didn't even have a chance to bat yet. Stanley Jacopo Jr. gets things going for the Braves immediately. Boom. A force out at second, however, erases Jacopo for the first out. There's a nice hit, and that turns into a triple and an RBI, and the Braves had their first run of this game, but certainly not their last. A grounder at first, and the Braves had their tying run. Jacob, a comebacker. There were 2 down. The Braves team, one could say this year, are in a rebuilding mode, the former champions. And they finish with a losing record. There's a pitch down the middle. Falcons end up losing this game 11-10. Braves win, but still it's the Falcons making the playoffs, while the Braves are off for the rest of the year.
Those UFO sightings on Capitol Hill last night were not alien spacecraft. They were softballs.
Grab your favorite libation and let's watch the Homeland Security softball tournament and bring your kids. See that? Loru scores a run for Ramit, no big deal, except that was their only run of this game. And a team needs to score more than one to win a slow pitch softball game, especially against these guys. Bang Bros. That's Jimmy reaching when he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
David Flores, same place. Oh, same result. Maybe a lot of rust on that glove, huh?
Hold it right here, Jim.
Warning, when John Regis is batting, do not park your car in right field because it's dangerous. With the new moon hanging above the field, Lorenzo Sabaklam tries to hit that moon and the ball falls fair for the shortest triple you'll ever see.
Hands up, boy!
Nate Camacho, and we have blast off. Vehicles, you're okay, keep moving. Nothing to see here, just a regular home run.
Did you get that ball? I did, I did.
Carey follows with that shallow single, just giving more base runners for their power hitters.
I got that.
Vince Cepeda, the tomahawk chop. Text your friends and tell them Bang Bros crushed Ram at 32-1.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, Ram it! Up high! 1, 2, 3, Bang Bros!
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Summer is here. Have some fun at Mariana's Trekking inside the Mariana Resort. Feel the speed at the Seaside Circuit. Trek to the rugged Forbidden Island. Ride a buggy or ATV on our off-road adventure. Go stand-up paddleboarding. Whack balls at the driving range. Or pitch or putt on the short course. It's all at Saipan's premier and homegrown adventure company, Mariana's Trekking. Book online at marianastrekking.com or come see us inside the Mariana Resort.
Is your weather report. A high of 90, 101 heat index, 80 low, 65% humidity. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. A high 90, low 79. Seas 46 feet, sunrise 5:45 a.m., high tide 11:16 a.m., low tide 4:50 p.m., and sunset at 6:46 p.m. And we want to say thank you for watching. We hope you have a great rest of your night. Please do tune in tomorrow night at 6.